What's going on, guys? Flexorb here, showing you guys a little tutorial for the new mortars on Arma Reforger on PS5. This is a redo of my first one. I had some questions about the ballistic sheet and some other things, so I just wanted to redo this so I could cover them. I'm here in the Game Master just for tutorial sake. But first things first, we'll go over the ballistic data sheet here. So to change the pages, you're going to want to hold triangle and look at either side of the page for what you want and use down and up on the D-pad to change it. I'm going to be using the HE shells, but I'll go ahead and show you the next shell types for all of them. You just press square on this one, it'll change the shell types. You go down to the next page and it'll show you the different rings. Now, once you won't really need this, but just to show you a little bit what it is, obviously the furthest left column is our ranges, and the lower the range, the higher the elevation, and also the higher time of flight. The other things you won't necessarily need too much, but it just kind of shows you the pretty sure that's the elevation drop. But I don't use it, and I truthfully don't think you guys will really need it once you get the hang of it either. So I'm going to go ahead and put that away. I'm going to open our map. Now, first things first, we're going to find out where we are. So luckily, since we're here at the military site, I know exactly where I'm at. So I'm just around this area right here. I'd say just in, maybe in this area, a rough area, but you only really need a rough area. So what you're going to do is press left on the D-pad, go down to this protractor tool, and bring it on your screen. Then what you're going to want to do is bring this middle circle part to the approximate location where you're at. So we're about right there, I would say. Next, you're going to want to go left on the D-pad again, grab your pencil, and you're going to want to draw a line to where you're shooting. So I'm going to be shooting in this group of buildings to Arleville. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw our line in the middle, zoom out, bring it down here over to Arleville, and I like to make the line go further than you generally need it. Just it's helpful for me. It's a personal thing. So now that we've got this drawn and we got our protractor over where we are, next thing we're going to want to do is find out where we are with the mils here. So you can use the degrees, which are these degrees here. And it's 20 mils, 40 mils, etc. up to 100 and then 200, but I prefer just to use these ones here. So we'll go down over here, and as you can see, we're at about 31 degrees, almost exactly 31 degrees. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go up here and bring this line, this corner here, we're going to want to bring that where we're shooting from, so the corner of our red line there. To grab this protractor, you need to press R3, and then you're going to want to drag that up like so. Zoom out a bit, and it doesn't have to be perfect at the moment, because we're going to be spinning this anyway. So hold R1 to spin. We're going to spin that to where it's about like that, where it would be parallel with your line, and then we're going to bring that back to where we are shooting from. Now this is where you'll want to zoom in and kind of get a little more precise. Get it along that line. Okay, so as you can see, the ruler does not go across the whole screen here. So what I'm going to do is go back over to the pencil, and I'm going to draw a line from the tip of this 10 here, and I'm going to draw it across, straight across like that. Then I'm sure you can guess what I'm about to do. You put the pencil away, press R3 here, and we're going to bring it. So we know it's at least 1,000 meters already. And then we're going to want to put it like that. Boom. So we already know it's at least 1,000 meters. Each one of these is 100, 200, and these are 10 meters each. So we know we're at least 1,000 meters. So now we're going to go into here, and so it looks like we're at about I'd say 1920 to the 19, we'll go to the 10 to 30 range there. So make sure you have that, make sure you have it. It was 131 degrees, and your distance will be easier to figure out inside the scope. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here, go into this. You're going to want to press L2 on PS5, and all of this all of this looks pretty intimidating at first. First, I'll explain the shell charges and the shell types. To press triangle, and it will change to these. And to shell, we're going to be using 3 rings, so we're going to change it to 3 rings like so. Now, we're going to bring this over to 131 degrees. There we go, 131 degrees. Now, as you can see on the right side, we need about 1930 as our range. So, you're going to scroll upwards with the right stick until we find our range. There we go, 1900 and 2000. So, for 1900 meters, you're going to need 1094 mils. For 2000, you're going to need 1041. We're going to be on the closer end to 1094, so using the left stick or the right stick, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to bring it down. I'd say we're going to want to be on the closer end of 1900, so we're probably only going to do maybe like 82-ish. It's kind of hard to guess, but that's a little bit part of it, though. That's why it's, if you want to be more precise with the mills and stuff, you can do that. I prefer not to. So, once you get it set, I'd say we're about close to where we're going to be shooting. Now you're going to want to go out of your scope. I'm going to bring that back to 131. We could even truthfully go a little bit more to the left, but we'll see where our first shots land. Obviously, in the public game, you won't be able to use Game Master, but for video's sake, I do have Video Master. Alright, so we're gonna shoot a few of them. Oh, I almost forgot to change the rings. Hold triangle, and then hold square, and then up and down on the D-pad is how you change your rings. I want 3 rings. Now we're going to bring them back out, and we're going to fire a few of them. And remember, for our distance and elevation, the time of travel is pretty significant. Alright, so now we're going to go into our Game Master here. And we're going to fly up over here. So, I did place some Russian troops around, and it looks like we killed almost a whole squad. One's injured. Anybody over here? Not quite. Alright, so you can see I fired off all those shots. We have a pretty good grouping of where we were at 131, and I'm pretty sure we were at like 84 or 86. So let's go back to our character. Now, like I said, obviously you won't be able to do this in a real game, but you'll have to make sure that you readjust after every few shots. Yeah, see the difference? We were down at like the 80s, and now we are, and also we were at 131 exactly, and it changed some degrees. So we're gonna go, we'll shoot a little bit to the left, and then our mills, we're gonna want to drop those back down to, I'd say 84 again, 61 degrees, just to keep it short and sweet. We'll go back to, we'll do 130.5 this time, see where it lands. Go over to your box, grab some, you can just take the mortar shells. I'm gonna launch maybe all 8, I don't know. I'm gonna launch a few. Now, a pro tip, if people are standing around you, helping you out, they need to be crouched when this is going off, because it does have a backblast. And I'll fire one more. And then we'll go into our game master. So, it causes some devastation, for sure. As you can see, these rounds hit around here, 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 and there's people all the way back here died. I think one hit like right there, maybe. I'm not too sure. But as you can see, it doesn't take a whole lot of distance to kill these guys at all. And once you kind of get it dialed in, you can either have somebody, posted up, a friendly, a little spy, take their uniform and they can report where the enemies are. So say they move over to this building, you'll change it a few degrees to the right. If they're over in this building or in this backyard, you can change it a few degrees to the left, kind of like we did. At first we were hitting this yard, we changed it just about half a degree, and we were hitting this yard. I hope this clears up some things, and I hope this was helpful. Like and comment and subscribe for sure. If you have any issues or anything, feel free to comment. And yeah, it's been Flux, guys. Take care.